In 1955, the Daughters of the American Revolution made a resolution to declare September the 17th through the 23rd Constitution Week. They presented it to the Senate passed it, and then President Eisenhower signed a proclamation in 1955. Then in 1956, it was made a public law, and ever since then, it has been observed by local governments, federal governments, and our DAR observes it by getting proclamations, luncheons, meetings, and going into the schools and talking to the children. We are so very proud of our forefathers for drafting such a document that has lasted longer than any other constitution in the world. It has lasted for 220 years and will be here forever for our people of this United States of America.
Serving in Congress, the first thing that I realized is when I took the oath of office, that we take an oath of office to the Constitution of the United States, not to any person, but to that document. And I get tired of hearing some people call the Constitution a living document, because it's a cornerstone, it's a bedrock for our government. And it doesn't change just because the political whims of this country changes, and because political correctness came in doesn't mean that our Constitution has ever changed. It's been something that's guided this country for 200 and something years, and it is a direction that we need to make sure that we continue to follow. It's a document where men govern themselves. And that, when you talk about men governing themselves, that is a very unusual document if you look at other countries in this world. And so we need to make sure our young people understand that. We need to make sure that we're going to pass the torch to them, and because of what they've learned from us, they'll be able to carry that standard forward.
The Constitution is like the promise of marriage vows between the governed and the governing. There must be lifelong care, nurturing, and commitment on the part of all to keep this promise.
Whereas September 17, 2007 marks the 220th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebration which will commemorate the occasion, and whereas members of the James Waldrop Chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution of the City of Fayetteville of the State of Georgia strive to achieve the goals of the National Society of Daughters of the American Revolution in promoting patriotism, preserving American history, educating Americans, young and old, and in serving America and our veterans, past and present. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week. Now therefore I, Ken Steele, Mayor of the City of Fayetteville, Georgia, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through 23, 2007 as Constitution Week, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals of the framers of the Constitution, that the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights may never be regained. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Fayetteville to be affixed the 6th day of September, the year of our Lord, 2007.
Thank you very much.
Again, welcome you, and glad to have you with us. May I present this to your chapter?
Thank you, Mayor Steele.
The Constitution, or the word, is bandied about all the time. We hear it frequently, and we really don't think or understand what it means. It is actually the most important contract that we have in our lives as Americans. It's lasted a long time. It's worked for a long time. You have things you sign like mortgage agreements, and you certainly do read those carefully. Any kind of legal document, you read that very carefully before you sign it. As an American, you are signed on to the Constitution, and I feel that we should all read the Constitution so we know what's in it and know what we must do to keep it safe.
This Constitution gives us our freedoms and protects them. It gives us our government that is fair to everyone. We've come today to talk to you about the Constitution. Who knows what the Constitution is? Very good, very good. It's the highest law of the land, which is a set of rules that we live by. We are dressed this way because women back in that period of time, which was 1787, would have dressed in this kind of clothes. Now, Georgia had two men who signed the Constitution, and that was Abraham Baldwin and William Few.
Does anybody know where the Constitution was written?
Very good.
Very good.
The Constitution was written in 1787, which makes it 220 years old. It was written by a group of men, and we call these men the framers of the Constitution. And some of them were very famous people, such as George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and James Madison. Have y'all heard of these men before?